Hey everybody, welcome back to our neck of the woods. So, as the title says, in today's video, we're going to be finishing up the ICF blocks today, and we also want to go ahead and reward you guys with a free giveaway. So currently right now I am editing the video that you guys will already have seen before you see this one, and that is us retesting our well water and seeing what's going on with that. In that video I said that I had to go downtown and kind of waste a day driving around, picking up bottles, going to Simpson because one, Simpson forgot these LVL brackets in my first original order that I got back in April. And luckily Home Depot was able to give me 3 more of those for free, and luckily Simpson is right downtown, so I had to go do all that yesterday. And in that well water video, I said I was going to finish the house in 1 day, and I was pretty sure I was going to do that. Well, I didn't, but that was only because I was out doing stuff all day yesterday. But in the 3 to 4 hours that I did work on the house yesterday, we pretty much got it all done. So right here in the garage, as you can see behind me, we've got all 7 blocks on the north wall done. All of the bracing up is done on the north wall, and we also got all of the front of the house done. So we go up here and show you, we'll see what we're doing. So not bad for just a few hours of work to get all 7 done. Now this wall is not 100% done. I would say it's more like 98% done. I still have to lay rebar in the very top cord, and I still have to do the horizontal clips together. That door is not 100% done. I actually forgot that what is that, 5th row should have had a little bit of ICF kind of go over there for like the door header. So now I've got to cut a piece that just goes there, push it up in there, and then lock it down with some strapping. There is a common seam right there, so I got to get a 2x4 up on row 7 too to lock that in, and the front side also. So that's not 100% done. Same thing with the front of the house. Top row's not 100% done. Still got to do rebar and the clips. But basically, that gives you an idea of what the front of our house is going to look like. These windows are massive. They're currently they're 76 by 40 roughly. We still have to put in 2x10 blocking, so obviously you're going to lose 3 inches here and you're going to lose 3 inches here. But those are huge windows. Awesome to finally see and get to look out there. Front door, awesome, huge also. I believe that opening is almost 79 by 100 inches tall, and we're gonna wait and show you what that door is actually gonna look like. And then same thing for the windows, for the one bringing light down into the basement, the one for the master closet, and then we still gotta finish off last row over here and the back wall. Now, what's taking so long that I was not anticipating when I said I was gonna finish this house in a day is because our windows are kind of custom. The Nudura is kind of being a pain in the butt and something that I wasn't anticipating. So the height off of the ground for these windows and all of the front windows, that window doesn't really count because it's a office window where a bench is going to go right here, or a desk. So it's up obviously a lot higher so you can look out. I'll probably still have the same issue up there, but we'll see. But the issue is because Nudura opens up. If you look over here, for example, obviously you've got a hinge. Well, I was not anticipating that inside of that hinge is a metal, or I think Nudura claims that's a stainless steel hinge pin. Well, where I have my custom mounts or custom windows starting at, when you have to cut that little sliver of ICF right there, you're cutting right through that metal hinge pin. So it is a huge pain in the butt. You basically have to, I don't know if you can see the horizontal lines right there as I was, well, vertical here, but as I was cutting up in there, you have to cut in between each brace. then you have to start cutting horizontal, then you have to cut the plastic, then you have to get some metal dikes and get in there and snip that metal hinge pin. You have to do that on both sides. So it is a huge pain in the butt and a huge time waster to cut through that. And again, I wasn't anticipating that. Now, I probably could have avoided that if I would have made this window an inch, maybe an inch and a half lower. But as I was cutting these, I was not anticipating that. I didn't think that I was going to have to go up that high and have to cut through a steel pin. That height there is basically a little bit above code. Code says that if you're above 6 feet off of the ground, which clearly we're well off 6 feet off from the ground, that you have to have a minimum height of 24 inches. Now, I'm not sure if that's just a residential thing, because I've obviously stayed in high-rise hotels over the years, and they've literally got floor-to-ceiling windows. So I don't know if a skyscraper, hotel thing, whatever, has windows that basically, because they don't open, maybe that's why they can get around it. Maybe they're thicker glass, I don't know. But all I know is residential says 24 inches off of the ground. And right now we're at about, I think, 26 inches, and that's from the subfloor. So about 27 in ICF right now. And the reason why I did that is I wanted to go a little bit above code so I can't ever get in trouble. And in the future, if anyone wants to change, you know, put more subfloor down before hardwoods and they build up on top of it, then obviously you're encroaching closer to that 24 inches. So that's why I picked that height. And it's just cutting that block directly in half. Now, that was kind of another pain by Nudura. Fox anticipates you cutting their block in half, so they do a nice score mark right through the middle so that you can cut a block in half. And now they're only at 16 inches, and these are 18, but I'm still not sure why Nudura wouldn't anticipate someone cutting a block in half, especially if you're starting on a first row or a last row. And Fox even makes a block that is a half block, so you can cut it in half yourself or just buy the half block and don't do any cutting at all. I don't know what Nudura carries if they do have half blocks, but obviously I wouldn't use a half block just for a small window opening. So I would want to cut that, but that's a little more time consuming, you know, measuring down 9 inches, measuring down, making a mark and cutting that, as opposed to Fox, you would just literally put your saw right on a line and walk it on down. Save you the time in measuring and marking. But one more little thing that kind of annoyed me about Nudura. Finishing up these ICF blocks today, we should get it done. The only tricky thing is in these corners over here, or not really just the corners, but that little sliver right there has to go all the way across these massive, almost 13-foot openings here. So I think the game plan is we'll probably put the taper block, the last block on first, hang that over, and then as you can see with these X's there, and there, we'll probably put up the ICF bracing, and then I'll be able to screw in that top taper block there. Then that little sliver, just like the door over there that I've got to fix, I just basically take that, I believe it's 5 1/4 inches. I basically just take that and push it up in there and attach it. And then luckily, one of these braces right where those holes are going to be, that hole will fall on that 5 1/2 or 5 1/4 inch sliver. So it will be held up there until I obviously box this out with a wooden window buck. Now, on to the giveaway. Why are we doing it? Well, we never thought we were gonna get monetized. We never thought we'd be able to get there, and YouTube's current monetized standards are 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. To make that sound even worse, it's 240,000 minutes of watch time. I thought we would hit the subscribers in maybe a year or so, but I never thought we'd hit the minutes. And yesterday we hit the 4,000 hours in just 128 days of filming. And that has me so happy, so excited that we're gonna go ahead and do a free giveaway. Now, it's nothing special. It's just some vlogging equipment, brand new in the box. If you don't want it, give it to a friend, give it to a little niece or nephew or somebody who's interested in vlogging and wants to start videotaping and doing stuff like that. The retail value of this item is only about like $80, but it's not that expensive. It's just a little something from us to you for helping us being subscribers and watching and helping us get to that monetized state. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pick 3 people who are subscribed to our channel at random, and what we want you to do is obviously be a subscriber, like this video, share this video with someone else, and then the easiest way to contact you and get your address and stuff like that so that we can ship you the part, we're going to need you to also subscribe and like us on Instagram, because that messaging system is very easy and it's not on YouTube. So make sure the name on YouTube and Instagram is the same, so we're picking the right person and not picking another, John Smith on Instagram when you're John Smith on YouTube. But we will do that next video. We will show you guys what the part is, and we will announce the top 3 winners. We'll head over to Instagram, message you, get your address, and we'll go ahead and ship you a part. And again, that is just a big, huge thank you from us for all of the help that you guys are doing with helping us getting towards our monetized goal. We're over 530 subscribers, I think, now today. So we're halfway there, and we're literally knocking down now 100 subscribers at a time within about a week and a half. So we'll get there too, and I think that's happening at just an amazing rate. I was curious what the average time frame is on YouTube, and I looked in multiple sources, and it turns out that it's somewhere around like 22 months. And the fact that we've already hit our hours and we may hit our subscribers in less than 6 months, that's like, oh my gosh, that's insane. So again, we want to reward you guys, our faithful watchers and followers, and we just want to give you guys a little present. And in the future, when we hit 1,000 and 10,000 and whatever subscribers from there, I would definitely like to continue that and to keep doing free giveaways, maybe getting up into like some power tools and stuff like that I use, that I've grown to love, to help you guys build your own house. I know that Japanese saw, again, I can't remember what it is, but that is a heck of a tool to be cutting ICFs with, and I've seen other tools out there that people use, but I think it's very precise and stuff like that. So maybe we might do something like that one day too. But again, thank you everybody for the subscribers. Thank you for the watch times, and next video, please come back. We'll announce the winners, and then we'll go ahead and get you guys a little something. Okay, so before I get started today, I do have to go run an errand real quick, so I will be back in maybe an hour or 2. We'll go ahead and start hanging these blocks, and then hopefully we'll get this knocked out today, and then we can start calling the concrete crew and getting set up for hopefully a pour today, because it is October 7th, I believe, today. So we have basically 1 week before our trusses get delivered. So I got to get the concrete in there, we got to get the sill plates bolted down, and we got to get that concrete hardened before we start putting 300-pound trusses each up in here. And that is a lot of weight, because I believe overall we have, I don't know why, I think like 50 something total, maybe. I don't know, I gotta go back and look at my numbers, but that's a lot of weight. We gotta have that concrete hardened and get a crane out here in 1 week's time frame. So fingers crossed we get it all done today. So we'll be back in a little bit. Hey everybody, welcome back. So it's another day. As you can see, we've got everything done, probably about 90% of the way done. All of the bracing is up, all of the upper walking planks are up. I still have a few more windows and doors to do. Like as you can see over here, this window is completely bucked out and it's all safe to pour concrete. I've got enough 2x6 and 2x4 in there that it's not going anywhere. I still have to cut holes out though in the bottom so that we can see down in there and consolidate the concrete underneath of the windows. Those two windows over there are done. The office window's done. The master bedroom window is kind of done. Right now they're just kind of bucked out where the actual windows will be set in. Obviously I've got a middle brace in there. Probably gonna have to do 2 more or so, plus especially the horizontal ones. So we'll get that knocked out today. The doors still need all done, and the reason why the doors weren't done is because I poured concrete down in there for making it even with the subfloor. Now as you're looking at that, you're probably like, that's a big thermal break, and you're 100% right. Cold air is going to hit that concrete. It's going to shoot straight underneath of the door and then want to come up and inside of the house right where the subfloor meets. So that's a big thermal break. So easiest way, I'm probably going to wait until I actually get the doors here so I can see what they look like and how they're going to install and stuff like that. I may put down a piece of wood first, so it may raise the door up slightly more than the subfloor. I may have to, on the very, very outside of that concrete, I may have to come in about 2 inches and cut that out and cut it down so that way we can remove that concrete and then put in some like foam, so that way it's protected from the outside, and then now you've stopped that thermal break there. So I'll figure something out, but for right now, just to pour concrete here into these walls, we're just gonna let that concrete come straight down the inside of that wood buck on the sides there, meet up with that concrete, and then we'll worry about cutting it later when we're actually ready to start waterproofing and getting all this rough stuff done and getting us weathered in. So I'll figure that out later. But we got 3 doors to knock out. We've got 1 window to still knock out and put in all that, but we got plenty of lumber here to do that, so we'll get that figured out. And then the rest of the day is probably gonna be a long, boring day. I've got all of the bolt locations marked out and the truss locations. So when we pour the concrete, I'll set my J-bolts down in, and obviously you don't wanna hit a truss, so those are all marked out. But all of these blocks up here on the inside and outside, I have to cut all of the nubs out. And unfortunately, these are gonna take forever, so I'm probably gonna use electric power to do that, because Nudura has their plastic strips go all the way up to the very top of those nubs, so that when you hit it with a rubber mallet, you're not just hitting foam. And I obviously just can't cut those nubs off. If it was Fox blocks, you just cut the nubs off and all it is styrofoam. You can just walk down with a saw and be done in a few minutes. But every 8 inches, you're gonna hit a plastic strap. So I'm probably gonna get electric power to knock all those off, because I want that foam 100% completely flat. So the same way in the garage, when I go ahead and set one of these 2x10s up there as a sill plate, it's obviously even with the outside and inside. And then tomorrow, or when we pour the concrete and we screed it, the top of the concrete will be 100% smooth and screeded with no nubs. It'll be with that 2 5/8 inches of foam on each side. So we've got some cutting to do. We've got some bucks to do, and oh, one other thing I have to do is the engineer wants the garage bolted to the house. So right now on the wood here, it's only screwed in to the strapping here, but obviously that screw doesn't have a whole lot of holding power if a strong storm were to come through. So we want the garage more solidly bolted to the house. So basically in every block, I'm gonna drill a hole through the wood, go through the foam, and then we've got a J-bolt that will come into the cavity here. And when we pour the concrete, it'll lock this outside beam to the foam. Now, it's not 100% structural. Like, you wouldn't do that with a deck. With a deck, you would obviously cut this foam all the way out and then set your bolt in there. That way the concrete comes all the way through this foam and comes out here. But really, it's just for kind of racking of the garage. I don't want this board to really have to be pushed forwards or backwards to try to come out of that house. And I'm not really worried about the garage going that way and falling or getting pushed away from the house that way. It's really just a front and back motion. So I think that's why the engineer just wants a kind of lag bolt thrown through here. And again, I don't think it matters that the bolt's unsupported by this 2 5/8 inches of foam. It's still going to be in there. They're 1/2-inch bolts. They're not going anywhere. Some people probably don't even do that, but my engineer, like me, kind of likes to overdo things and make things really strong and secure, so it won't be that bad. I do have to, unfortunately, cut the little 1-inch J off of the end of that bolt because I don't want to over drill that hole too big. And if I'm already drilling a 1/2-inch hole, I would have to drill like 3 1/2-inch holes side by side so that J bolt can be slid in that way. I may still do that, I don't know, but I was just planning on cutting that bottom J off and then sliding that bolt in straight, because again, I'm not really worried about the garage having a pull force. It's really just a side to side force, and that J is not going to do anything for side to side. It's only going to be for pulling this way, so it doesn't matter. As long as there's a bolt in there through each one of those blocks, which I believe there's 6 total blocks that will be going in there, that 2x8 is never going anywhere out of that foam or out of that concrete, so we should be okay. So I am going to wrap this video up here. You guys don't need to see me hang a bunch of window bucks and, you know, drill a few holes. I shouldn't be out here too long today, but it won't take me too long to knock all this out, and then we should be ready for some concrete. I got to call up the guys, got to call up pumper truck, got to call up the concrete and get everyone here on a good day when it's going to work for everybody, and then we should finish with this part of the build. So next video that you guys will probably see is probably pouring of the concrete, setting sill plates, and then I think in a few days the trusses are getting delivered, and we can start with that too. So we will see you guys next time. Please like, subscribe, share, comment. One of our future videos, actually, we are going to sit down with a Q&A. So again, get those messages in on Instagram at NeckofTheWoods 2020 so that we can answer stuff for you more live-ish, I guess. And we're also going to talk about the build price of the house up to this. I've been getting a lot of questions about that. So how much have I spent? What's the reality of a build? So I'll try to break that down for you guys. We've got, you know, excavating and foundation. We've got the basement, Fox blocks, and the pour and the concrete and the walls and rebar. Obviously at this stage we've got the Nudura up. We've got wood for the top plates and the window bucks and, you know, all of that concrete. And again, we've already ordered the trusses, so we know where we're at this point. The only thing we don't know is what roofing we're going with, you know, sheathing, what metal we're going to go with, if I'm going to have someone do that, if I'm going to do it. I already know the windows pricing, even though we haven't ordered them officially. We do have the printout sheet for that, but we're going to try and be as transparent as possible and give you guys an accurate build. But I'll sit down and calculate all that in the next video, so you guys have that for what a 2,000 square foot ranch could cost you. So we will see you guys next time. Again, like and subscribe, and we'll see you around. Take care.